Just wanted to do a quick video. I received some text messages and emails regarding the outcome of the grand jury investigation into the Breonna Taylor death. I know the grand jury came back and returned an indictment on one of the three officers to the charge of wanton endangerment. And while what many people don't understand in this case is that with regards to that charge, that has nothing to do with the death of Breonna Taylor. It looks like that charge has to do with the three individuals who were in the adjacent apartment. It's my understanding that the officer allegedly shot into that apartment, and there was these three persons present. I believe one was a child, and that is where the charges came from. It is a Class D felony in Kentucky. In Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we don't have Class D felonies, so there isn't an exact equivalent to it. In Pennsylvania, obviously, we have felony offenses. The felony offense in Pennsylvania go from the ungraded class to the felony of the first degree. In New Jersey, they have indictable offenses, and while indictable offenses are otherwise known as felonies, I guess, they're classified as crimes of the first, second, third, and fourth degree. This particular charge, wanton disregard, the maximum punishment in Kentucky is 5 years of state incarceration. The crime in New Jersey where the maximum punishment is 5 years of state prison is a misdemeanor of the first degree. An ungraded felony in Pennsylvania, the maximum is 7 years of state incarceration. So just looking at it from that standpoint, I would classify it as less than a felony charge to give a Pennsylvania spin on it. Similar in New Jersey, it would definitely be an indictable offense, but it would be a low-level indictable offense, no more than a crime of the third degree in New Jersey, where the presumption would be for non-incarceration, similar to a misdemeanor. And typically, a first-time offender would not face jail time. It's not a definite that the person won't go to jail, but giving it kind of a perspective, in Pennsylvania, involuntary manslaughter is a misdemeanor of the first degree. The maximum punishment is 5 years. The sentencing guidelines, there's an offense gravity score of 6. It can be 8 depending on the situation, but it's the 6. So the sentencing guidelines are 3 to 12 months of county incarceration, and that's excusing any type of mitigation or aggravation. It can go up or go down. So the judge will be well within his or her rights to give probation. And that's the issue in this case. What would the attorney do? If I was representing this officer, I probably would not recommend entering a plea unless the evidence was overwhelming. But even then, if the plea involved any type of jail time, given the sentencing guidelines, the way I see them, at least looking at them from a Pennsylvania standpoint, or even New Jersey, where there's a presumption of non-incarceration, I would not consider taking a plea if the plea was jail time. If the plea was not involving jail time and probation, I would talk to my client about it, especially if I thought that he would likely receive jail time if convicted. Also, understand there's 3 counts here. There is no obligation for the court to run it concurrently at the same time. So if the officer was convicted, possibly it could be a situation where he's convicted of all 3 counts. To me, if the case went to trial, it would be an all or nothing. Either he'd be acquitted of all 3 counts or convicted of all 3 counts. Further, I don't know if there's any type of weapon enhancement here. In Pennsylvania, for a crime like simple assault, there are deadly weapon enhancements that can be added, whether a weapon is used or possessed. If it's used, the person faces a greater penalty than if it's just possessed. So that can all factor in as well. If you have questions about a criminal charge in Pennsylvania, 215-755-9000. In New Jersey, 856-793-7429. The website, gambonelaw.com, a tremendous resource for you and your family. I'm going to do an article on this issue later this week, and I'll link it in to this video when I put it up. But again, it's a difficult case, and a lot of people are upset about what's going on. But this wasn't meant to be a political statement. It's simply explaining from a legal standpoint how I would represent the officer, and that's not taking any position here. If a person is going to hire me, I'm going to represent that person regardless of of what I believe that person should do. It really depends on what the person wants to do from a ethical or a standpoint of their own personal beliefs based on my advice and counsel that I give the person. So if you have questions, again, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429, the website gambonelaw.com. I hope you're all having a great Thursday afternoon, and I will talk to you all soon.